Nguvu mashinani.
Bunge la mwananchi.
Nguvu mashinani.
Bunge la mwananchi.
Nguvu mashinani.
Members of the Fourth Estate, fellow Kenyans, members of Bunge la mwananchi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We are gathered here this afternoon to make this press briefing following the AUC elections which were held on Saturday. As Bunge la mwananchi, under the office of the National Chairman Bunge la mwananchi, activist Lawi Oyugi, and the Speaker AJAABU, we are here to make this press briefing in order to thank President William Samuel Ruto for supporting former Prime Minister Raila Odinga morally and financially in pursuing the AUC chairmanship. With me here are Bunge la mwananchi leaders from the National Chairman Bwana Lawi Oyugi. Then we have the Speaker AJAABU. We have the Secretary General Nicholas Kimanzi. The Deputy Speaker is here Rotich, and the Attorney General Comrade Bush, and all other leaders. And the Deputy Women Rep is also here.
Chief Whip.
And the Chief Whip. So, we shall make a very brief press statement to thank His Excellency President Ruto for his generosity and kindness in supporting the former Prime Minister for the AU bid. Although we lost, but we appreciate the resilience, bearing in mind that AUC position is a position that requires very intensive diplomatic persuasion. So garnering 22 votes at that level is not a small thing. I think we have won as a nation, though we have lost that position. So I would invite the Attorney General to read the formal statement. Then the other leaders will make off-the-cuff remarks. Welcome.
Viva, viva, viva!
Bunge la mwananchi.
Nguvu mashinani.
Bunge la mwananchi.
Nguvu mashinani.
Thank you very much. My name is Comrade Bush. I'm the Attorney General of Bunge la mwananchi. Today, as Bunge fraternity, we have assembled here to issue a statement in response to the outcome of the AUC elections, and it reads as follows. Bunge la mwananchi wishes to convey our profound gratitude to the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency William Samuel Ruto, for fronting and giving his unwavering support to Right Honorable Raila Odinga, candidate for the Africa Union Commission Chair. Equally, we wish to convey our congratulations to His Excellency Raila Odinga for presenting a visionary and a transformative agenda for African Union regardless of the outcome of this particular election. More importantly, Raila was not just a candidate. Raila represented the voice of Africa, the struggle and the unflinching dream for a better continent. Kenya remains grateful for the support of the 22 heads of states, and we wish to tell them that the unflinching solidarity with the Republic of Kenya during these times will no doubt strengthen our traditional ties both at bilateral and multilateral level. To the rest of African leaders who chose to look elsewhere, we have taken note of your stance with regard to our diplomatic relations. Sooner rather than later, you will know the vision that you lost, and your own countrymen will blame you for taking this regrettable decision. As you all know, that the founding fathers of Africa as a continent had a presentiment that one day the aspiration of a continent that would be free from poverty, a continent where everybody will enjoy freedom, would one day be achieved. And Raila was an embodiment of this aspiration. Our security system, under the competent leadership, they also deserves a special place for providing necessary support needed to ensure safety of the Kenyan candidate, His Excellency Raila Odinga, and his delegation during the campaigns and the elections at Addis Ababa on Saturday. However, Bunge la Mwananchi wishes to note with disappointment that as the nation converges behind the spirit of patriotism, in order to emerge from this electoral loss with strength, a section of politicians have mounted a barrage of propaganda attack against the security apparatus, blaming them for the AU loss. I think we are all convenient with the sentiments that currently are being circulated. Some members of parliament who are elected are blaming the security apparatus for the loss of Raila. But Bunge la Mwananchi wishes to affirm in no uncertain terms that the security apparatus competently executed their mandate as far as providing security for the Right Honorable Raila Odinga is concerned and his delegation. And therefore, anyone who blames them is trying to engage in a game of deception. And therefore, as Bunge la Mwananchi, we think that this is ridiculous and unfortunate to blame security apparatus. The security architecture of the country played a critical role in the AUC campaigns, providing security as required as the Prime Minister traversed Africa. There was no security lapse during the period of the campaigns due to the competent leadership espoused and provided by the security system of our country. Kenya has seasoned and traditional diplomats who are well trained to undertake diplomatic enterprise. Therefore, this was clearly a diplomatic activity, and when there is a diplomatic failure, they should blame diplomats who are trained and paid for that purpose, and not security apparatus. Kenya equally has traditional and seasoned politicians who are well trained to undertake political enterprises. Therefore, if the politicians think that the campaigns were not conducted properly, they should blame themselves because that was the purview of politicians. Diversionary rhetoric by a section of political leaders to blame the security apparatus is misplaced and professional, and more importantly, a continuation of the old dark playbook of politicians blaming the security system for their own failures. We call on the people of Kenya to foster the spirit of condemnation and reject with ceremony and in glowing terms any attempt by political leaders to drag our professional security agencies into their political blame games, as this clearly undermines the integrity of that which is guaranteed by the Constitution to the security system of the Republic of Kenya. We call on the leadership of Parliament, especially the political party leadership in Parliament, to initiate necessary disciplinary measures against these specific politicians, because we have seen their tweets circulating online who are blaming the security apparatus. With those few remarks, I want to invite the chairman, Bunge la Mwananchi, the national chairman, Dr. Lawi Yugi, before other leaders make their remarks, to append his honorary signature on this statement so that it is binding as the official position of Bunge la Mwananchi.
Viva, viva, viva!
Viva!
Viva, viva, viva!
Viva! Bunge la Wananchi!
Nguvu mashinani!
Bunge la Wananchi!
Nguvu mashinani!
Bunge la Wananchi!
Nguvu mashinani!
Asante sana wanabunge wenzangu. Kwa majina, mimi ninaitwa Bwana Yugi, mimi ndiye Bwana Yugi. I'm the national chairman Bunge la Wananchi Kenya. Today tuko hapa kutoa habari, na habari imesomwa na our Attorney General. Na vile imesomwa, hiyo ndio misimamo, that is our stand as members of Bunge la Wananchi. Na ile tunaweza ongeza katika hayo ni moja tu ama mbili. Tunasema asante kwa Rais wa Kenya Daktari William Samoei Ruto kwa kusimama na nchi ya Kenya katika bara la Afrika. Tumeona umesimama na nchi ya Kenya passionately, na sisi watu wa bunge tunasema wewe rais, tuko na wewe kwa roho yetu mpaka ile siku Mwenyezi Mungu atarudi katika hii nchi ya Kenya, ichukue wana Kenya. Ya pili, sisi kama wanabunge tunasema wale nchi 22 walisimama na nchi ya Kenya, walisimama na nchi ya Kenya katika hii uchaguzi wa AU. Sisi wanabunge la Kenya, wananchi wa Kenya, tunasema ni asante
kabisa,
na tunasema ni asante, na tunaendelea tukiambia nchi yetu tutafanya kazi na nyinyi, na tunaomba waziri wetu wa Foreign Affairs waangalie hizo au mainchi sana sana, kwa sababu tunawajua, na wale wa mainchi ambayo waliona si mzuri wa kusimama na Kenya, we are watching you. Now it is better we know our enemies, and we know those who cannot stand with us. We will, with the same spirit, we will advise our Foreign Affairs Ministry to work with you accordingly. Sisi kama bunge la wananchi tunasema asante kwa ndugu yetu Raila Amolo Odinga
kabisa
kwa kuongoza sisi wana Kenya katika bara la Afrika. Raila apigiwe makofi, asipigiwe. Tunasema asante sana baba kwa kuuza bandera ya Kenya katika Afrika mzima, na tunakuombea. Tunasema kuteresa sio kuanguka. We have another day baba. You just come back home and settle peacefully. Kenyans are with you, and we are with the president. With those few remarks, Mungu wabariki, wabariki wanahabari, wabariki members wa bunge la wananchi. Kwa hayo machache nitaweka saini yangu sana.
Pigieni makofi.
Asanteni.
Bunge la wananchi. Bunge la wananchi. I take this opportunity to thank members of the fourth estate, members of the National Bunge la wananchi for standing tall in defending our statesman Raila Amolo Odinga in his bid to be the African Union chairperson. We also want to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency Commander-in-Chief Dr. William Samoei Ruto for standing with statesman Raila Amolo Odinga. As Bunge la wananchi, we were fully in support of the process since the time of its inception. I now want to take this opportunity to tell the president, one time when there is a meeting there in Addis Ababa, to present a policy such that Anglophone countries can also be considered, because based on what we have seen, it seems the Francophone nations are very many, are numerous. Their numerical strength is in high numbers. So it is upon them to change the policy such that if a Francophone rules, another time they leave for Anglophone. Because if the trend is like this, then the Francophone will be continuing taking that seat. So we want to thank those countries which stood with us, and we are in support of them. And the president must look our friends in the continent, because we cannot be busy remitting our resources, our hardly gotten resources to that AUC, when they are rejecting our candidate. 2017 they rejected Amina Mohammed, and now again they are rejecting our statements whom we gave to them. So it is really annoying, and we are not happy as patriots of this nation. We are not happy at all. And as Bunge la Mwananchi, that matter should be discussed in Parliament, and our Foreign Affairs Ministry must take that into consideration. As Bunge la Mwananchi also again, we criticize that at the local level here, it is not only horrifying, but utter disrespect to national unity. Some leaders have started celebrating and criticizing the president for his action. Some communities were also not for Raila Amolo Odinga. It is not only horrifying, but utter disrespect to our national unity. And we condemn such acts with the strongest stamp possible. And as Bunge la Mwananchi, we know where our enemies are, we know where our friends are, both here locally and at the international level. And time will come, we will deal with you once and for all. Thank you very much. The SG Kimanzi.
My name is Kimanzi, and from the onset we want to tell the African nation that you've lost big time. By refusing Raila, you've lost big time, and we know. We know that you are afraid, you know, of the powerhouse that Kenya is, and how strong Raila Amolo Odinga candidature was. If you were looking for someone to push around, then you've gotten the Djibouti man, because we know the Pan-African spirit and the foundation that Raila was running on. You were afraid that you were not going to get a tin god that you can maneuver and control. And for that matter, we have taken note of those that did not stand with us. We will review We will review, because this is just a battle, okay? And they say war is a series of battles. The one who wins the last battle wins the war. So we are still here. And I want to thank again the President of the Republic of Kenya. 3 years into office and managing to go and convince 22 heads of state to vote for our candidate. That is exemplary. That is exemplary.
Yes.
Now, if we want to go forward as a nation, then we need to stop politicizing every issue in this country. Even at the international level, there are politicians who are hell-bent on playing the politic card and washing our dirty linen even in public. Mimi iko jamaa anaitwa Mzee Nganga na ako hapa. Anauliza. Yeye huwa anauliza. Ukipata mama yako amekaa vibaya, hajaweka mguu vizuri, hajafunga nguo vizuri, do you call neighbors to come? Mwanze kuchekelea mama yako ama unafunika mama yako? Unafunika mama yako. So those politicians that are dragging us into local myopic politics, shame on you. Shame on you. The candidate of Raila Amolo Odinga was not a Luo candidate. He was the Kenyan candidate. We were competing against other countries. I am so ashamed to be associated with some of these leaders. I am so ashamed. We need to condemn them with the strongest terms possible. Ya mwisho, the security apparatus. From the time this campaign started, we've gone to different countries. You've seen it. There has never been a security lapse in Raila's campaign. Not one reported in the media. But today, some people want to blame the security apparatus for the loss of our candidate. Let me tell you, we did not lose. Raila is overqualified for that position. We did not lose. If you thought we lost, then shame on you again. Shame on you. Ya mwisho kabisa, mimi nataka kusema asanteni sana wanabunge and the people of goodwill. Wakenya pia mahali popote walipo. Wale walimuombea Raila, wale waliwachanga pesa zao, wale walitoa hata wakati wao wakaenda Addis Ababa. We want to tell you that your time is coming. It is good to clap for others when they are winning, because your time ikikuja, they will clap for you. Thank you so much. God bless Kenya. God bless Africa. Afrika moja, Afrika huru. Afrika moja, Afrika huru. Afrika moja, Afrika huru. Thank you very much.